What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the BLU G90 Pro. So let's get started. So this is the BLU G90 Pro. Now I'd like to thank BLU for being kind enough to send this out to me to cover here on the channel. It's always appreciated, and all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own. Now here is the box that the product does come in. The device itself is purple, which is pretty unique. You don't see that too often, which I definitely applaud. Now on the back of the box, we do have some of the various specification highlights listed here, but also you can see here that the phone is Fortnite compatible. So that's another major highlight of this phone. I know that I personally play Fortnite quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to showing you a demonstration of that in the full review video. But with all that said, let's open up the box and take a look at everything that's included inside. So the first item we have is the actual phone itself. Gonna put that off to the side for a second here. Now on the inside of the box, we do have this nice velvet material. Then from there, in typical BLU fashion, we get a ton of accessories in the box. So let me take everything out for a second here, and then we'll go one by one. There's just so much stuff in here, which is great. Also, the quality of the box and the whole unboxing experience, for that matter, is super premium. So the first thing we have here included is a tempered glass screen protector, as well as a cleaning cloth. So that's great. That's one less thing that you have to buy on your own. So there it is. Then we have some 3.5mm headphones with a microphone. We have a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. We have an 18-watt quick charger. We have a decently thick TPU case, and this looks really cool. I like this design. We're getting a carbon fiber inspired look here on the back, but also it looks like we're getting a lot of reinforcements all throughout. So I'm looking forward to trying this on the phone. Then we get a BLU sticker in purple, which does match the color of the phone. We have a SIM card removal tool. And finally, we have some literature about the device. So I really appreciate that BLU gives you so many different accessories. And in addition to that, the accessories themselves are actually good quality. Like, this is a case that I actually can see myself using on a regular basis versus what sometimes you get from other manufacturers where they give you a really cheap case. This feels like good quality. So here is the actual phone itself. Now, the BLU G90 Pro features a very large 6.5-inch display. Now, the display itself is LCD at 1080p with a PPI of 400, and we're getting a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. So a more narrow but taller form factor here with the phone, which is pretty consistent with many other devices that I have been covering this year on the channel. Now up top here, we do have a water drop notch, and in that notch is a 32 megapixel front-facing camera. Now with this phone, we're getting 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and we're also getting microSD card expansion. So it is very cool that we're getting so much internal storage here with the phone. Definitely plenty for most people out there. Now there's no wireless charging with the device, but we do get a fingerprint sensor on the back, so we'll give that a try right now. So a very quick fingerprint sensor there with the phone. And in addition to that, we're also getting face unlock. With the BLU G90 Pro, we're getting a quad camera setup. So we're getting a 48 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera at 120 degrees, a depth sensing camera, and we're getting the smaller camera that they call the Super Pixel, which allows you to take 108 megapixel photos with a super zoom. So definitely a very interesting quad AI camera setup here with the phone. Now I'm looking forward to going out and taking a variety of test photos and videos here with the phone. But here's how things look through the viewfinder. Now we can easily switch over to the ultra wide angle camera. And you can see here that I can also fit a lot more content into the frame. Then from there, we can go over to the More tab and see all the other various options. So we have night mode, pro mode. There's a special 108 megapixel mode. We have HDR, GIF capture, filters, panorama, slow motion, time lapse, intelligent scanning, and macro. So macro is kind of interesting. We'll give that a try. And you can take very close-up photos. Now we'll flip over to the front-facing camera, and you can see there I am. So again, everything looks super clear. I can easily switch over to portrait mode as well to get those nice blurred out backgrounds that I know that everyone is into. And then you get portrait mode, of course, with the rear camera too. Now, video recording with this device actually maxes out at 4K. So if you want to, you can take 4K videos here with the phone. So that's also very impressive for a device in this segment. We're getting 4 gigabytes of RAM in the MediaTek Helio G90T processor. Now the G90T is certainly a very impressive processor from MediaTek. And as I mentioned earlier, it is compatible with Fortnite. And if you didn't know already, Fortnite only works with a small handful of different processors. And I believe the G90T is the only MediaTek processor that does work with Fortnite at the moment. So I have installed the Epic Games app, but I'm going to have to go in here and install Fortnite and do that whole process. But once that's all installed, I'll give it a try, and I will feature that in the full review video. So I hope you're ready for that. But this phone is definitely meant to be a gaming phone. Now if you're not into mobile gaming, the device will also perform very well. But if you are someone specifically looking for a phone that's good for gaming, then this is certainly one that you might want to consider if you're not looking to spend a ton of money. Now with the BLU G90 Pro, we are getting a beefy 5,100 milliamp hour internal battery, and as I mentioned earlier, the phone is compatible with 18-watt quick charging, so you are going to be able to recharge that battery pretty quickly. The software on here is Android 10. Now BLU has done some tweaks of their own with the software, but in general, I'm a big fan of it. Things seem to be nice and clean and optimized, and in general, I don't have any complaints. Another thing I want to mention too is that there is no NFC with this phone, which is a bit unfortunate. Now taking a closer look at the hardware of the device, it is all plastic, minus the display, which is glass, but the phone does feel very solid and high quality. So it certainly does not feel cheap, it feels like a premium phone, and everything about this phone is certainly very practical. Now taking a look at the left side of the device, we do get the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. Then on the right of the phone, we have the power button and volume button. Then up top, we have the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, microphone, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker. And then on the back, you can see that we do have the quad camera setup, we have the flash, and the fingerprint sensor. So again, I'm a big fan of this purple color here on the phone. I think it looks really good. It's definitely very unique, and I definitely think it will appeal to a lot of people. But I hope you've enjoyed this hands-on and first impressions video about the BLU G90 Pro. I'm definitely very excited to use this device a bit more, and then give you my full review video about it. Also, let me know what devices you'd like me to compare it to. But this is Kevin here, this is the BLU G90 Pro, and I will see you in the next one.